Yeah. Okay. So let's get back onto my. That's good. Let's get back onto my Tingy, right? This thing. So for my language, I want to focus on some priorities. First of all, also move my camera here, so I'm not blocking too much text. So yeah, so first of all, I want a name for my language, so I really want to focus on these first, so I can figure out what the hell I'm actually doing. So speed, readability, modular usable, scalable, package management, user consistent, easy to debug. I mean, these I wrote down like very quickly. So what the hell do these even mean? Like speed, like to what extent? What kind of speed? What kind of performance? Like what are we talking about? Readability again, like what does that mean? What does that mean at all? Scalable? In what sense? What kind of package management? What makes it intuitive? What makes it consistent? Easy to debug? I mean, that's self-explanatory. So, priorities. So let's go with performance. The language should be on par with Rust and C++ as a systems programming language, therefore not making use of garbage collection and instead having manual memory management. Although with safety built into the safety checking at the compilation stage. Why do I think so hot? Because I'm recording. I keep asking as if like, yeah, man. Get found here. It's not enough though. I believe someone said Rust can actually end up being not even Rust. A Zig can end up being faster than C, just because of how like auto optimizations work. Like if you create a language that has enough information for the compiler to optimize, it can actually end up outperforming C, generally speaking. Like with like generic code, I mean, and like high level code, which is pretty cool. Also not really surprising, but like, yeah. It should also be however, you should not need to compromise high level your ability to write high level code in order to get this performance. Readability or readable. Okay, fine. Priorities are readability, performance. Yeah, readability. A simple syntax, a simple Python like syntax should be used. And any Any syntax that is unobvious to syntax and patterns that are unobvious to new programmers should not be difficult to get used to learn and get used to. Unobvious is enough of a word about it. The language should also code written in the language should also be consistent, so that, well, across code bases, so that the different programming styles of different programmers do not are not barriers to reading code in this language. Yeah, modularity. It should be easy to reuse components or to reuse code. That is a word. It should be easy to reuse code and users and practices which prohibit this, e.g. singleton classes, should not be included in the language. Scalability. Well, this also plays into how the language. Well, not really. Scalability. The tools to create higher and higher level abstractions should be robust, such that a project can grow arbitrarily big without becoming cumbersome to maintain, and even to maintain, navigate, and fit in one's head and reason about. Scalability. Is that what I think it is? It is, okay. What's this? Let's give this a try right now, because why not? So P CD, I'm covering it, but well, not yet. CD hello Linux, hello CPP, NeoVim. Yep. D++, F modules, standard equals C++ 26, F search, include path, C bit slash standard.cc. I wonder how long that'll take. Is that it? D++, F module, standard equals C++ 26, main.cpp dash hello. That worked. It did low-key like create the whole standard O here though, which is annoying. It's fine though. 34 megabytes. Is that actually like the entire standard library, or is it just what I'm using? And like it compiles it as I go along, kind of thing. I don't know. But cool. Shit. We'll just work in it. Right. Let me just close Discord actually. It's just probably slowing things down. The source code higher and higher level abstractions should be robust, such that a project can grow very big without becoming competent to maintain navigations. Likewise, small projects should not be annoying to set up. Should not be overly verbose to set up. Let's see. Package management. That's not really the language though, so I don't really worry about that. Intuitive, consistent. I already said that. Easy to debug. Debuggable or debugging. Programmers shouldn't have to rely on external debugging tools. Instead, offer features that they can use directly within their code, such as testing and logging. It is also important that code doesn't take that programs don't take too long to recompile between small changes, as this would otherwise slow down the iterative process, or whatever you call that. And another priority is perfection. Or like program perfection. Programs should be bug free. With help from the compiler to catch where issues could arise. it is the programmer's role to but also control. The compiler does what it can to help the programmer, but it also trusts the programmer to help it where it lacks the knowledge, or where it lacks the ability. Well, where it is lacking. The programmer should not have to bend over backwards just to satisfy a flawed compiler that doesn't even understand everything, like a flawed compiler. A limited compiler. So that really is not giving me a name, by the way. Let me think. So it's like C++ in that you have control. Yeah, like you have control. You have control, and you know it has the abstractions to build fast yet high level software, and that it's like Rust in the sense, well, like that pretty much, but like Rust in the sense that it also relies a lot on the compiler to help you, and like to help you when you make mistakes. It's less that it, like, the compiler doesn't stop you from doing what you want, it just stops you from making mistakes by accident, right? So if you are a good programmer who's like, I never make mistakes, you know, then the compiler will not get in your way whatsoever. It only gets in your way when you make a genuine mistake and you're like, sorry, when you make a genuine mistake and then it's like, oh, so a programmer who makes no mistakes won't be bothered by shouldn't be bothered by the compiler at all. It should only exist to catch genuine mistakes made by the programmer. Okay, what the fuck? Why am I so slow? Right now, how do I check my memory usage on Arch? I need to know why my system is so damn slow. Free H 1.1 gigs free. So what's going on? HTOP. I don't have HTOP. Yay as HTOP. Yes. HTOP. Hyperland Watchdog. Okay, OBS. So like, is it just OBS then? But like, it should be liking this much. Like, I'm using Obsidian for Christ's sake. I don't know. I think it's just overheating and that's causing it to slow down. Oh, partially blocked. Seriously? Is this like when I was like scrolling reels? I didn't think like my fucking thing would actually pick up the audio. Oh, that's funny. Well, public. I'll announce it on my Discord later. Let me just switch here actually. Maybe that makes it faster because this isn't in the background. I don't really know what effect that has though. So yeah, so it's name. What can the name be, right? C++. It's called C++ because it's literally C++, right? My language is most similar to C++ in terms of how it works, but also not really, but like more like the philosophy, right? Rust is, I don't know why it's called Rust. I really don't know. It's like Python in like syntax, right? But like not stupidly so. Like it's in like a way that actually makes sense. Which is why I don't like how, like I don't like comparing it to Python. You know, it's not Python's fault that it just happens to be one of the few languages that actually has significant white space. I mean, that's not even true, but people just still call it Python like syntax. If anything, it's like Haskell, right? It's better to compare it to Haskell or I don't know, like OCaml or something. Or like I guess ML in general. Haskell is named after Haskell. ML just means machine language, right? Or something along those lines. Meta language. Let's go like this. So name. So Kojo is off the table. Because it already exists. So this Kojo as a library for JVM. Yeah, same thing. It's so weird seeing my name used for like literally something that it isn't even related to. That's so bizarre. Again, I can't even guess why it's called Kojo. It's very bizarre. I don't mind. Like if anything, I think it's cool that my name happens to be a learning environment, like Scratch, you know, because like it helps teach kids stuff, which I think is cool, and like the kind of thing that I would actually like to make. It's just a bit unfortunate that it's my that's my fucking name. Bailey off the table. Boring. So there's like Haskell, right? C++, like nothing C related. Rust, Lang, namesake. He's associated with a broken elevator in his apartment building. His software had crashed. Name the language after the group of fungi of the same name that is over-engineered for survival. That's actually a cool name. Rust fungi. What's that? Rust is named after a fungi that is over-engineered for survival. Holy moly. Haskell is named after Haskell Brooks Curry. C++ is named after C. inspiration. Do I know anything that's like cool? What do I think of? So again, I think of control, I think of agency, and I think of perfection. Perfect software. It's not about survival, it's about perfect software, you know? I mean, Zig is also like the idea of perfection. Just we have very different ways of going about it, I guess. Me and Andrew Kelly are practically two sides of the same coin. Zig Lang namesake. The namesake was picked up using a script that generated random combinations of letters starting with Z. So he's just like, give me something, bro. That is actually pretty much how I expected how it went, actually. What else do I like? I like Odin. Why is it called Odin? I mean, I know the Greek god and all that. It just stuck. Usually he names after things after mythological. Okay. Odin is named after the Norse god. Although, not for any particular reason. Nim. Short for Nimrod was the first king of mankind. Really? Nim is short for Nimrod, the first king of mankind. I mean that means a logo, doesn't it? Python. Monty Python. Is that it? It's a bit lame. That's like if I watched like Doctor Who and said, I'm gonna call my language Who. Hulang. It's like, what? I'm gonna name my channel, my thing Bizarre. Or Adventure. Or Jojo. Man. If you know, you know. Any inspiration for around my surroundings? Stand. Magazine. 65251. Veller. Tail up. Berserk. Dark horse. Advent. Lost. Call. Curious. Village. Box. Spectre. Mortal. Eyes. Heaven. Year. One love. Odds. Special. District. To hell with it. Hell. Make a language called hell. Pink. Yeah, that's not helping. Anyway, Java? It's called Oak after the oak tree. It's already trademarked. Java coffee from Indonesia. Wait, is it really? I thought it was just coincidence that Java was had a similar thing to Indonesia, because Java is a place in Indonesia, right? Or like it's like Javanese as a language. It's kind of wild. Why though? I guess he likes coffee. Kotlin Island, a Russian island in the Gulf of Finland. Makes sense, I guess. I don't know why Russian though, but just why not, I guess, right? I mean, that makes sense, because it's like Java in that sense. I really wouldn't expect anything more. How about Scala, actually? I actually didn't quite catch that. Scalable and language. I mean, I feel like the language part is kind of lost there, because Scalable already has the same things, but... No, I do like Scala's name, actually. It is good, besides the fact that you lose the language part, but... Scalable is a portmanteau. French of... Portmanteau, flippity flack. Of scalable and... Scalable, how's that not a word? Dude, fuck off my dictionary. And language. Although the latter is lost, whatever. Scalable language. So if I were to make a perfect language, I'll call it Perla. Chat. It's not called Perl. It was called Perl. Well, I can't call it Perla. Unfortunately, perfect language. So I can't call it Perla. Also, perfect's a bit too on the nose in a way. Because like, what if it isn't perfect? Then it's over, isn't it? Python, Haskell, OCaml. Why is it all OCaml? It's just camel. Oh, camel was categorical abstract machine language. But OCaml abstract omits the abstract machine. Oh, okay. F sharp. For fun. Okay. Closure. Lisp. List processor. Yeah, I did actually know that. I forgot about that. Because everything's a list, right? I mean, that is very fitting, to be fair. Like in my language, what's the main thing? Anonymous, binding, higher. Maybe I should go just higher. High. Doesn't know what they're talking Highlang, right? Hyla. Yeah, I'm coding in Hyla. What's that? Oh, it's the Highlang. Huh? Hyla. Hirela. Hirelang. Any other less languages I can think of? I've used different languages. No. Okay, so the language aims to produce perfect software. Right, much like Zig does. It's also human oriented. So it's not designed to like be only good for AI, it's designed for humans. Okay, it's designed for humans. So it's human as well. Now another word for human is homo. I think. Like Homo sapiens. Is that even true? I don't know if that's true. Sapien. Man. Folk. Life. The language of life. Prefix software scales and is modular. Modular. Is that language? It might be. And it's readable. It's nice. It's readable and it's performant. It's powerful. It is a bridge between high-level code and low-level programming. This is a thing. But like the true bridge, you know, the one that Rust and C++ couldn't get for some reason. That's what I want to get. So, it is the bridge language. And bridge in Japanese is hashi. My audio's not working. Hashi. So my language would be called Hashla. Hashi. Fuck. Fancy. What? I can't. 20. Twendler. What? I could have sworn they had. Actually, I guess they didn't have it. I have French. Pont. My language is called Pont. It's called Pont. Pronounced Pont. Pont. Pontlang. Pont. Yes, I could in Rust. Well, I could in C++. Well, I could in Pont. Does not really roll off the tongue, does it? Unfortunately. Spanish. Puente. Okay, I did. I should know that. Arabic. Kubri. Bridge. I like bridge, you know? Like a bridge is it's a bridge. How about system? I like system. Now that's a good word. Because it's a system programming language where you can make systems. And languages I like Japanese. Okay, fuck off. System. Jodio mechanism. Mechanism of power, but invisible to the eyes. Mechanism. Okay. Bridge. Okay, how about Chinese? Xitong. I can't even just, yeah, I can't hear it. Alright, forgive me. Xitong. Why does it hide the pronunciation only then? So I call it Xi. Named after Xi Jinping. I'll call it Tong. So far I've Pont and Tong. Sick. Spanish again. Sistema. I mean, okay. French. System. Okay. German. System. Are you serious? I was joking, bro. Punjabi. Pranali. But it's not is it? Is it like a Pranali? I don't know how to read. Whatever that scripture is called. It's not Sanskrit, is it? Man. Akan. Oh. Why is this such a universal word? I mean, it's not, but like, for the languages I actually know, Tamil, Amaipu. Tamil's a cool language because it's so old. And yet it stands the test of time, you know? It's symbolic. Like, what language would actually be fitting, you know? I want like a cool like hip language, like a newer language, you know, one that is cool, that's awesome, one that is Japanese. I mean, Japanese is not that old, but like Japanese is. To be fair, Taiwan is actually a really cool system. So is Arabic. It's also very old. Nizam. 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 NZM. Nizam. Just call it Nizam. I couldn't Rust. I couldn't Nim. I couldn't Python. I couldn't Nizam. 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 I couldn't Nizam. Nizam just doesn't roll the tongue, you know? Nipam. Nizam. Like what would? Zin? Zig. I couldn't Zig. I couldn't Nizam. I think I want one syllable, right? Like Python is two, but like Rust, C, D, Haskell. Okay, never mind. Nizam. It just doesn't speak to me. You know, like it just doesn't speak to me. And like I'm not Arab. And I don't know Arabic either. I feel like other languages is not my strong suit. You know, like I need English. I mean, not my target. I want something that's like English, because I like English. Because it's such a fucked up. English is like the C++ of languages, you know. Like everyone uses it, even though it's so horrifically. You know, like because so many people have used it, it has so many features now, and like different like spin-offs that if you go to a different country that speaks English, you may not even recognize the English because it's just so different. How about Pigeon actually? Pigeon isn't a language on here. To be fair, Pigeon's just like a misspelling, but like, oh, Creole, bro. Eh. What is system in Pigeon? What English to Pigeon? System. Yeah, what did I expect? Pigeon's a cool language. Okay, what's in a word, right? System etymology. What's in a word? Is it like a website for that? Okay, fine. System etymology. Etymology. Greek histanai. Histanai. Greek sun. Sustema. Sistema. System. System. What? So it means with, set up. System. The whole creation of the universe, from late Latin systema, an arrangement system from Greek systema. Sinistanai. Damn, this is actually a really lame word. Can I get a synonyms, perhaps? Structure, organization, order, arrangement, complex, apparatus, network, administration, setup. I mean, system is such a word, like it is itself, you know? Like it's an awesome word. It just doesn't have the it's on my toe. It just doesn't have the etymology, right? Backing it up. Like, do I call my language cis? Hell no. Sissy? Sisla? System? Like, do I call my language STEM? But that just sounds like it's a fucking like like a leaf. I don't know, bro. Uncompromising. Simple. You know what? Actually, okay, so generally speaking, this language is united. I am missing a section here, which is intuition. Even to non-programmers, the language should feel intuitive to learn, drawing off of the human experience and introducing features such that once they are learned, it is easy to predict. Once they are introduced, such that it is easy to predict how they can be used in a range of contexts. Likewise, no feature. Likewise, for this reason, it's also important that each feature that syntax is consistent to one feature. That one syntax is consistent to one feature. If plus means addition, it should not also mean concatenation. However accustomed we have become to it. So this is a kind of like the main idea, right? In this language, everything builds up on top of each other. It is atomic. The language is somewhat atomic, but it's also not, because it does add conveniences enough that you don't have to like add a bunch of boilerplate, but like it's consistent, it's intuitive. How about that? Let's have a look at the intuition etymology. Intuition etymology comes from intuere, intuito, intuit. Intuition. Insight. Spiritual perception. It was actually theological. Tutor. Intuit. N. Tuit. I'm learning tuit. I'm learning twit. Twit. I mean, it was on the tongue, but Twitter is like right there as well, which is an issue. Twitla. Ooh, that's really bad actually. Int. Int, short for integer and intuition. Int. Yeah, I'm learning int. Yeah, I'm learning Gent. Chent. Gent sounds pretty good. Gent. Fint. Lent. Pint. Kent. Kent? Kojo int. Int. Kent. Kent. It would be cool if the language started with a K, I will say. Kent. Pay homage to its daddy. So intuition, atomic. Comes from atomos. Intuitive. Innate. Natural. Pleasant. Enjoyable, pleasing, nice, agreeable, satisfying, gratifying. Grat. Bonny. Amicable. Friendly? The language is friendly? It is canny. As nice as pie, bro. Canny is actually crazy. Delightful. Dell. That's actually taken, that's crazy. Dell Computers, right? Congenial. Polite, cordial, obliging. Canny. What? Gemütlich. Amicable. Genial, affable. Friendly. Open. Sounds like a open source thing. Benevolent. Bene. I use bene because it's good. Volant. Volatile. Okay, I feel like this is gonna work. I like the approach of like naming it after something. Like Rust is named after a fungi. Nimrods. I guess those are the other examples, but like, they're cool examples. Like the Rust one's actually really cool. So let me think of what I know. What is something I know that's like engineered for perfection? Kism. Perfectionism. Call it nism. Fect. Fetch. Fect. Perfect. Fact. What does fact mean? Call me language like Uno lang, because it's the one. Or call it like Ichi, because it's the one. Yeah, I use Itchy, but like people are just gonna mispronounce it and then it's gonna sound weird. Yeah, I use Itchy lang. I like Itchy. Chinese E. Hold on, let me cook. So again, the focus of this language is that it is perfect software, nice to use, no frustrations, compiler listens to you, you are in control, you're the king. You're the king. You are the king. Well, you're not though, because like there's all rules you have to follow. What is this, by the way? The Art of the Scorpion Kick. Okay. When is this match? At 10 p.m. today. Like later today. Because it's already past midnight. And this match? 2 a.m. Wow, back to back. That'd be crazy to watch. I really hope England will win. I want my team to do well, bro. But France have made it to the semi-finals, right? No, the finals. What? Are France in the finals? France have played Spain. Oh no, they haven't played Spain yet. Sorry. France beat Morocco, and Spain beat Jesus. Knockout. Yeah. So France and Spain semifinals. That's on the 14th of July. And then Argentina, Switzerland, Norway, England. And then it'll be England versus Argentina. And then it'll be England versus France. And then England will win. That's so huge. That's crazy. Kylian, we'll see if Mbappe can eventually pass Messi, although it's looking unlikely. Although Haaland is also right behind them, Haaland could catch up because he hasn't played yet either. So if he scores 2 goals and Messi scores 1, then he'd be tied with Messi and he would pass Mbappe as well. It'd be kind of crazy. Assist, Olise is 5. Damn. Morocco, RIP. Bruno, I guess RIP. Brazil. Yellow cards, 3. What's Morocco doing? Casemiro is 2. Red cards, 1. Yeah, I'd hope so. Holy procrastination. So sorry, the language is look, I don't know a fun guy called Rust, you know? I'm not a fun guy. Although I am a fun guy. Let me think. What do I think of when I think of like systems, architecture? I think computers. I think systems, engineering. I'll call my language Dino, named after Ronaldinho. I'll call my language Jin, after Zhu Jin. I'll call my language Bjarne. I'll call my language like what embodies the idea of perfection to me, my idea of perfection, because perfection is objective, right? But if I give it a concrete comparison, example, then I can use that. Perfection. What in my life is perfect? Truly perfect. Like, I have no complaints. Or like, even if I have complaints, I understand them fully. And they make them even more beautiful, Am I that miserable? I have nothing to like call Jojo. What are like my most prized possessions? I mean, like, obviously my laptop, but like that's not really perfect. This is too deep. Honey is perfect. It's sweet and it's good for you, and you can't eat too much of it because it makes you feel pretty full pretty quickly. If you just eat like raw honey, honey is pretty awesome. Now, do I love honey to death? Not particularly. But it is interesting, right? Like, honey is made by bees. It's so good, you fear it's bad for you, but it's actually not. Can we cook with this? What's in a word? Honey. Hunang. Perhaps gold. Honey. Yeah, that's the issue though, like honey lang, so like I need something else that isn't actually honey. You know what I meant, bro. Nectar. Honig, Honig, Honig. 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 Honestly, it's a pretty cool name for a language. Honig lang. Yes, I use C++. I use Rust. I use Python. I use Honig. Honig. But it's like, it sounds like German. To be fair, German is a good language to use because German engineering is quite robust. Same with Japanese, actually. Like, if I think of countries that I think like engineering on par, I think like Germany, I think Japan. You know, like it's why their cars are so good and like so popular. It's why so much tech and like, well, not even like innovation comes from those countries. Is that even true? I mean, for Japan, it's true. Is this true for Germany? I don't know, but like they strive for perfection. Sweden. Honey in Swedish. Honung. System. Honey is honung. I could call the language hon. I changed my mind. That was like absolute shit. What the fuck? Honig. Go back to Honig. Alright, Germany. Waldhonig. Honey, like, think honey, like honey, bee, honeycomb. Sweet. Honeycomb, comb. I use comb. Honey though. Look, honey's just cool. Honig. I use honig. I use nig. I mean, that just sounds wrong, bro. Like, I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Niglang. Honiglang. Honig. Who in the world? There's something about his smile that just makes you feel at ease. Is that weird? Damn. Like, it's the eyebrows are just so relaxed. Fights for Holocaust remembrance. Okay. Okay. Honey. So honey is one thing I could come up with. That's perfect. How about for food? I do like food. I like bolognese. I like beef. I like steak, actually. Steak is fucking perfect. Steak is everything I need, bro. How about steak? Can I just call my language steak because I love steak? Yeah, I use steak. Why is it called steak? Because I love steak. Steak in Swedish. Steak. Chat, I'm calling my language steak. I use steak. Steaklang. Kojo, why'd you name it steak? I name it steak because I love steak and I love Swedish design. You know? I actually don't know Swedish design. I actually lied. Sweden like is in like the culture. I just don't quite get around it. Like Swedish culture. Not what I meant. Swedish philosophy. Lagom. Like them, not too much, not too little, just the right amount. Like, I'm not a just enough kind of guy, you know? Or suitable. Ideal is different. Ideal. But no, because many things are not ideal. Lagom would be an interesting language, though. Lagom lang. Like that'd actually be a cool language. Lagom. But also obviously on the nose. What is steak in Japanese? They got the wagyu, man. Steaky. Ramen? Can I call my ramen like ramen lang? Because I like ramen, and ramen is... It's not perfect though, is it? Ramen. Did you know that ramen is actually a Chinese word? What? Yes. And udon is Japanese. Or ramen is Chinese noodles anyway. In fact, I think ramen even means Chinese noodles, but anyway, so... How am I stubbing my toe? I don't understand how I'm stubbing my toe. Like, I'm not even like kicking out. I'm just pressed. What else is I tell you again. What else is perfect? Honey, steak. I love steak. Steak. I like honey, but although not as much as I love steak. I love milk. I love I like seafood when like it's really good. I like mussels a lot. Mussel. I like banana chips. Plantain chips are great. Although at some point I feel a bit sick, to be fair. Aqua. I like water. Call me boring. I like... Kusa. I like chocolate, actually. I love chocolate. I love chocolate to death. Chocoreto. Choklang. Why? But like, I don't name my language after food. Like, come on, food. It's not very deep, you know. I want a good name for a good language. Okay, a core feature of the language is that errors... Everything can be an error. And the language is smart. Call it smart lang. What are some like random words I just know in like other languages? Because they're very cool words. Ojalá. I love how ojalá and like inshallah are like so similar, despite not being the same origin. I don't think it's very cool. I think so anyway, actually. Ojalá etymology. Oh shit, it does actually. Never mind. Never mind then. That makes sense then. Of course, now my mind goes blank. Shoji. Let me look at my apps for some inspiration. Um, settings. App Store. Maps. Keynote. Proton VPN. Co-op. Tesco. Lidl is an awesome name. Just a little. Lidl prices, big. Quality. That's not how it goes, but whatever. Nectar, Domino's. God knows why it's called Domino's. Trainline, Uber. Shit, I would actually call my language Uber, straight up. I would call my language Uber. Like Uber. Cause like Uber means like supreme example of a particular kind of thing. It's awesome. Uber synonyms. Ultra. But Uber's cool because it's like, it's German. Again. Prodigy. Well no, that doesn't fit. It's also a game. Immense, huge, exorbitant, radical. I like radical actually. Ultimate as well. Flagrant. Radical. Radical. I'll call my language dick. Or cull. Or rad. I think rad? Radlang. I use rad. That's gonna age so badly. Jumbo. Dire. Let's keep going. Sex, CX, eBay, Gumtree, Too Good To Go, Calculator, PayPal, Revolut, Revolut namesake maybe. Okay, then don't. Billionaire? Jesus. LinkedIn, BBC iPlayer, Discord, Handshake, Duo, Claude, Obsidian, Anki. Why is Anki in Anki again? Ankcharm? It's like if I call my language Clover or Clovey. Yin Yang. Yin Lang. Lin Lang. Lin Lang. We'll call it Yin. Am I cooking? You can't have yin without yang. So I should make two languages, yin and yang. Well, it's day and night. Male and female. Okay, that's weird. Oh, I didn't click that. Yin. Yeah, literally female, passive, negative, principle, and nature. Male, active, positive. Male genitals. Why? What? Why is it male genitals, but then yin can be both female and male genitals? Of the netherworld, sinister, treacherous. Okay, mochi cards, Google Meet, WeChat, Line, Reddit, X, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, GitHub, Twitch, Clash Royale, Subway Surfer, Sudoku. Okay, I want to go to bed and think about this. I guess I will upload this recording, even though like I'm not sure what I did. But yeah, okay. To be continued. We'll see if I can think of a name while I'm lying in bed. Although I'm probably gonna fall asleep too quickly.